September 10th marks the first anniversary of floods in Libya that killed thousands and displaced many more. According to a report issued in November by the UN last year, there were 4,352 confirmed deaths, with 8,000 people still missing. The floods were triggered after a storm Daniel burst two dams near Derna. Swathes of Derna, a city of 125,000 residents, was destroyed by the flood, which brought down multi-story buildings. While families were asleep, entire neighborhoods were washed away.
Then we heard that the dam had burst and the water had flooded the area. People were asleep and no one was ready. But this is what happens, what we can do. For me, my house is next to the valley, opposite the Al-Sahaba Mosque. The whole family lives next to each other. We are all neighbors. We lost 30 people so far, 30 members of the same family. We haven't found anyone.
In the immediate aftermath, the Libyan Red Crescent coordinated the evacuation of people, provided first aid, and carried out search and rescue operations. The country also called for international aid, with several governments offering financial assistance as well as teams of relief personnel. Several Libyans from neighboring cities also volunteered in the relief effort. A report by the World Bank, United Nations and European Union said that the dams' collapse was partly due to their design based on an outdated hydrological information and partly a result of poor maintenance and governance problems during Libya's conflict. The report also noted that climate change made the rainfall unleashed by Storm Daniel up to 50 times more likely and 50% more intense. In the aftermath of the disaster, the head of the World Meteorological Organization said that casualties could have been avoided if the dividend country, shattered by some 12 years of conflict and chaos, had a functional weather service able to issue warnings.
Yes, so that's a conclusion, that if there would have been a normally operating meteorological service, they could have issued the warnings, and also the emergency management authorities would have been able to carry out evacuation of the people, and we could have avoided most of the human casualties.
In July 2024, a Libyan court jailed 12 officials in connection with the collapse of the dams. The officials who were responsible for managing the country's dams were sentenced to between 9 to 27 years and prison by the Court of Appeal in Derna. 4 officials were acquitted. Today, a huge open-air construction site where housing, road and bridge projects are progressing so that survivors of the devastating and deadly floods survive.